Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
And a very pleasant good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. More and more families today are breaking apart, and the numbers are staggering. Today, 1/3 of Americans are going no contact with a close family member. But what does that mean, no contact? What does it really mean? Why is this trend growing so rapidly? And what impact is it having on our homes, on our mental health, and in our communities that we love? This morning on Sunshine's Corner, we're diving into one of the most urgent conversations of our time. Please welcome my special guest today, Dr. Yvonne Capehart and Dr. David Joseph, two powerful voices in counseling, healing, and emotional restoration. So together, we are going to unpack the rising trend of going no contact with your family, the reason behind it, the warning signs, and most importantly, the road to healing and reconciliation. And today on Sunshine's Corner, this is what we're going to talk about. These are the things I tell you, it has really been top of mind with me. I read this and I started following this to find out. I'm going to have to be transparent today because in my close family, there has been a no contact. And I have asked myself as I began to study and to realize, to see the different topics that were going on, I said, oh wow, this fits everybody. And that's why I chose these two powerful people to come in today so that we can dive into this to find out what is it. Because in the day when I was growing up, you say something like that to your parents, oh no, mom and daddy, that's it. Mm-hmm. You don't say anything back to mom and daddy because their way is no way. Mm-hmm. Their way is the only way. But today we see it so different. How do you feel about that? And thank you for getting up, coming in with me, Dr. Capehart.
Oh, this was an honor and a blessing, and congratulations on everything that you're doing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Well, now with this topic, we talked a little bit about it, Dr. Joseph, and in the field that you're in, what is it? What does that mean? No contact.
Well, it is, and I appreciate your openness, Sunshine, because like you, my family also is dealing with some of that. And if we're all honest, many of our families have had periods with this. And so no contact is basically, I'm not going to talk to the people who are in usually my nuclear family, mom, dad, sister, brother, right? Mm-hmm. And it's no contact, but it's an emotional, it starts with an emotional distancing. I might talk to them, but I'm not going to talk to them nice.
Oh, wow.
To the extreme of really no contact and not talking to them, not seeing them for long periods of times.
Absolutely. And with you, Dr. Capehart, and I know because you are a minister of the faith, and I know that you were an educator, you've been in that with the kids, all like that, but we're talking about young adults.
Young adults.
And when they make that decision, is it sometime when you make a decision like that, it's hard to come back from it?
I think it is hard to come back from it, but I think that shows like this will first allow people to know that they're being heard.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times society causes us to suppress how we feel.
Right.
You and I, and when we were growing up,
that's right.
You could not express how your parents made you feel.
Exactly.
That was a no-no.
A big time no-no.
But I think the generation that we're in now are more verbal and vocal. That didn't make me feel good.
Right.
And I think that is an opportunity to allow them to express themselves, which I think is healthy.
Okay.
Now, how you express yourself and the setting and all of that is, I think, where settings and shows like this can give them strategies.
Right.
On how to say and approach anyone that have hurt them, harmed them, put them in situations where it has made them feel unwanted, unloved, and give them an opportunity to talk about it before it gets so tragic that I have to cut you off.
Exactly. And with it, I think like this with Dr. Joseph, when you see, I'm going to use myself as an example. It's like when I do speak with that person, it's always quick, sharp, disrespectful, I can't do this, you don't do this. Why? I'm reaching out with you with love. I'm trying to let you know that, hey, look, I'm here for you. I'm your mother. I'm here for you. But it's received sharp. There's so much disrespect. I don't understand what I've been there and I've done all this. And I've tried to be that pillar for that. And then, but what had caused that to happen? It's like there's a separation there from the whole side of the family. What causes that?
Well, I think we as human beings try to decide, well, what's true, what's not true.
Right.
Right. And I think you said it very well, that with at least my experience with my family and with individuals, because often I see individuals in extreme crisis, they have married themselves to a truth.
Okay.
That's good.
They have decided this is really the way it is. This is what my mother did, or my father did, or my sister did, or my brother did. And they've married themselves to a truth to such a degree that it's difficult to let in any information that is inconsistent with that quote unquote truth. Now the truth may not be in fact a truth.
Absolutely.
And it is one of the challenges with conflict and stuff is, how do we allow people in to challenge a belief that we hold so strongly, even if it's a belief that's hurting me?
Right.
I wanted to say, to address that, you started off saying that you want to be personal about yourself. If we're all honest, every family has had someone, whether they dealt with them personally or not, or know an individual within the family that has dealt with the feelings of, I'm going to cut either the whole family off, or I'm going to cut this person off. We even see it in the Bible.
Yes.
It's all throughout biblical times. People just cut people off. But when you said, how do you approach someone and the conversation becomes hostile or volatile, it's simply because sometimes there's several things that taking place. You may be their target, but you may not be their problem.
Oh.
And let me explain that. Where a mother or child may have a problem, sometimes the child becomes the target, but they're not the problem. Because we're trying to get, and when you look at it, you're trying to get someone to mother as a woman, or to mother a child,
right?
But it's not the mother that's the problem. It's probably the woman in her that was broken, and then she suddenly became a mother.
That's powerful.
And so you're trying to get her to be a mother, and maybe she wasn't mothered,
right?
And so now I'm expecting her to give me something that wasn't given to her. I'm expecting her to model something that was never modeled for her.
Okay.
Her mother could have been a no contact, no emotional person, not loving and kind. And now she got this little person in her life, and now she's expected to do what she has never seen.
Oh, God.
And so now you go and say, well, why are you making me feel like this? I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Okay.
I'm doing to you what was done to me, and I'm thinking I'm normal when I'm not normal.
Absolutely.
I'm operating from a place of pain.
Right.
And so what happens is my pain becomes my normal, so I don't know that I'm abnormal.
Oh, wow.
I don't know there's anything wrong with me. I'm fine.
Absolutely.
You're the crazy one. You're
Right.
the one that has issues.
Right.
I'm this, I'm that, and so it's how you approach individuals that you have a problem with. You have to first give them the grace to say, am I dealing with someone who's really dealing with something themselves? So they cannot handle mending the relationship with me because there are many unbroken relationships in their past.
I understand. Now I got something else I want to go a little bit deeper. Now I'm a believer in the Word of God. Now in the Bible it says, here's my first commandment with promise. Honor your mother and your father so that your days will be lengthened. Now, and I'm looking at how this generation is. It is so different than how I was brought up. If I see, how do you handle a child? This is I guess that's that old fashioned way that I was raised, that I could be 60 years old. If my mother say something, I'm not going to snap back at her with disrespect.
Right.
But that's what you see now with so many in this generation. There's no respect there, not only for their parents, but anybody else around them.
Yeah.
So, and when I say that, and you see, when you see young people today, when they feel like, okay, if I can't have my way, if I can't have it the way I want it, then I'm just going to cut you off so I can go get it that way. How do we mend something like that? Looking from a biblical point of view, knowing that the Word of God says that if you do this now, you take a chance here, because I promise you that your days could be shortened.
Right.
How do we get that? Because now my foundation, I believe when God said, I believe it.
Yeah.
And if that way, how will we handle?
It's a very, very difficult thing, and I can hear, the turmoil that you and I think most of us feel, because we want to fix it.
Right.
Right? And I think you're correct that we learn from our parents and
Right.
we learn from our church models of how to fix stuff.
Right.
Right? Keep things in the family. Many of us have been told this needs to stay in the family. The family will fix this.
Yeah.
Suppose the model of how families fix things was not correct.
Okay.
Now, I know but not all families are the same all the time. And so the way to get to your question, how to get to fix that, is how do we first talk and collaborate about what the problem is? What are we
Right.
trying to fix?
Right.
Right? There is work by a psychologist named Ross Greene talking about collaborative and proactive problem solving. What that means is I'm not going to come to you as the father and tell you, you have to do this because I'm the dad. I'm going to come to you as you're an adult, no, I'm an adult. Let's talk about what we agree on. What problem are we trying to solve?
Right.
As opposed to, this is the way I've done it, this is the way you need to do it.
Okay.
And I think what we're finding with younger generations that have access to a lot of information, they're challenging some of what they've been taught. Now they might go off in a direction that is not healthy, right? But it's like social media. We can't put that genie back in the box.
Right.
How do we not then lose that person just because they're challenging something that maybe hasn't been challenged before? So it's work on both sides. It's work on the part of the child, and I say child, they're usually young adults.
Right.
And also challenge on our part. How do we challenge some of maybe the things that we have considered to be sacrosanct?
Yeah.
Which is difficult.
Right.
And the scripture that you used, honor thy father and thy mother, that their days may be long.
Right.
Even as a minister,
Right.
and a mother,
Right.
a grandmother,
Right.
mentor, sister, all those things, I believe that I can still honor you and not agree with you.
Okay.
Because I think that what we've done is taught not just our generation, but the generations today. We have taught them to disagree means I disrespect you.
Okay.
And that's not true.
Right.
I can disagree with you about something and still honor you with your decision, but if it's mutual. It's mutual.
Okay.
And we have to know as parents, I don't believe that no contact, anyone wakes up one morning and say, I'm not going to talk to my parents anymore. I'm not going to talk to my sister anymore. I'm going to have nothing to do with my entire family. It started a long time ago. And here's what I say to people when I'm counseling them or anyone. If I have to scream to be heard, you have already ignored my silent screams. My silence
Powerful.
of trying to get you to hear me. I've dropped hints. I've said let's talk.
Right.
I've said that hurts my feelings.
Right.
I've said those things softly over time, and I was ignored. Usually when people's feelings are ignored, the only thing they know to do is explode. So now you're getting the rage of me, and you're thinking, oh, all I did was just this one little thing. No, that's not what you did. You've done 20 years of hurting my feelings, and it has taken me 20 years
To get this
to
out.
finally tell you, you are evil to me, your behavior to me, you belittle me, your tone hurts my feelings. So it has taken me 20 years to tell you, and you think that I'm only yelling at you because of what you did today.
Right. Oh, wow.
And I'm trying to explain to you of how I've been living with you, living around you for 20 years.
Oh.
And so now you're only getting the brunt of pent up 20 years of trying to get you to see I'm human too. I want to be respected, and here's I want. And so, if you keep ignoring me, the only thing I know to do is to have no contact with you, because to talk to you means you're going to continue to ignore me, or you're going to continue to hurt me. And so, this is what they say. You know, I hear this all the time. In order to protect my peace, I have to distance myself from you.
I say that.
Yeah, and that's where I think some of the separation comes, that children, adult children, get to a place where for my own emotional and mental health, I can't talk to you. And the word is trigger, right? Is that they may feel you, although I love you, you trigger me in such a way that I become or feel like a person I don't want to be.
Right.
And
that's
therefore,
good. That's good.
And therefore, for me not to be the person I don't want to be, because I'm not that person when I'm over here with these people, I'm just not going to be with you. Now that is not a problem-solving way of it. It might be self-protective, but it doesn't solve the problem of, well, suppose there's another person, not your mother, but somebody else who is in that position. How do you solve that problem? Suppose it's a coworker. Are you going to distance yourself from your coworker? Are you going to leave the job? And in some cases, people do that.
Absolutely.
They bounce around from job to job, situation to situation, because human beings, it's difficult for us to have conflict. Conflict don't mean we have to fight.
Right.
Conflict just means you and I don't see it the same way.
Right.
There are some things we agree on. Can we talk about it?
Okay.
It's interesting if we could, if families could start, and it's, for me, I start with, I love you. But, we got to talk.
Right.
How do you start, and I think that was your question, how do you start that conversation?
Yeah. And it's amazing. But ladies and gentlemen, we're having a great conversation today. I want you to be a part of this conversation. Maybe there's something you're dealing with. Maybe it's something that you've experienced that can shed a light on some of the things that we're talking. When we come back, I want to go to social media, because I believe that social media is a dragon in so many areas. Yes. We'll be back with more right here today on Sunshine's Corner.
Yes.
Join me, Quint Studer, for Conversations with Quint, as you learn all about kindergarten readiness and what we have to do to get better, with Katie Ballard and Stephanie Montgomery.
Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness, sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sunshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month, during Sunshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason, and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather. We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
Pensacola, Wagwan mean? What's up in Jamaica? My name is Nash, CEO of Good Vibes Jamaican Grill. Once you see me, you already know this is where the flavor, the vibes, everything is at, right here at 7999 Pensacola Boulevard. If you want oxtail, curry goat, jerk chicken, and so much more, just come right here at Good Vibes. Just come on down and just come enjoy yourself. If you haven't been, you're missing out. And if you're coming, bring your friend, tag a friend,
Join me and Chad Henderson at Conversations with Quint. Chad is the CEO of Catalyst, and he's going to talk about all the great work they're doing in Pensacola, including a new hotel and the plans for OLF 8. Join me with Chad Henderson.
And welcome back to a conversation I think that is so needed. A conversation I believe that we should not be afraid to face it because of the fact that not only I, but there are others who are going through the same situation. But in order to do that, I think that we, as the parent, as the child, the young adult, should I say, should come to the conclusion that, look, we don't want it to be this way, so let's talk about it. Like I was asking both of my doctors here, how is it that we get the conversation started? But what I want to revert back to, because there's something you said earlier, Dr. Joseph, about social media. I think right now with social media, that gives everybody a platform. Okay, here's where I can speak and say what I want to say, even if it's harsh toward that person. Now here's another group of people over here that's agreeing with me, so I'm going to get these people on my bandwagon, but they don't understand the entire problem that we're having. Do you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And they get that part, so I got somebody on my side, so I'm going to get louder and louder. How is it that we got to get people to understand? Sure, everything you say, if you go to social media, somebody's there.
Somebody's there. And every post, good or bad,
that's right,
have likes.
Yes. And you're trying to get more and more likes.
And everybody's trying to get likes. And so when I've had people to post things very hurtful about me.
Right, me too.
But I am in a different space than most people. I am spiritually mature.
Right.
Not to retaliate and not to respond publicly, but I will call you privately.
Hello.
I will call you privately and say, what was this post about? You know, and allow them the choice to either verbalize that, and if they don't, and I've had people that won't respond back, but they posted that because that's how they felt. Whether how they felt was right, whether what they said was true, that's how they felt. And I think what happens is when individuals who know the truth, I have a more issue of those who know the truth and will like the post, will pump up the post, and then that makes that person say, well, if they agree with me, then okay,
that's more
there's no need to have someone to have a conversation to say I'm wrong, because now you have individuals that should be clear thinking, should tell you the truth, are now condoning and in agreement with you, even I've had people say, well, all I did was like the post. I didn't agree with it. Do you not know what a like is?
Exactly, I'm right there with you.
A like is the same thing in the church what an amen is. Amen is I agree. And if you don't agree, you can see it. And so I think what happens is when someone sees someone make a harmful post or even a post of cry, someone that is mature enough, sound enough, should contact the person, say, hey, you want to talk? Let's talk about this. And see if they could be the mediator. Because a mediator is someone that is not going to be favored on either side. We're going to try to get to the root of this. You want to talk about it. Let's call a meeting. I'll call your mom for you. I'll call. Can you imagine how painful it is for a mother to see a post about their child?
Don't you know it?
But someone has to tell the mother, that's the way the child felt. So let's at least have a conversation with them.
Absolutely. Okay, I mean, it's unbelievable. Somebody's going to talk with us as well. Somebody just called, so we're going to see who want to join this conversation, because I believe there's more than me. I believe there's more than Dr. Joseph here. I believe there's more than Dr. Capehart. We are talking things that's truly life that we have to be able to talk about if we want to find a conclusion or something that's going to, you know, stop this no contact, so we can have that contact. Good morning.
Good morning, future Dr. Sonshine. How are you doing this morning?
All right. Good morning.
Good morning to Dr. Capehart and good morning to Dr. Joseph. I am so thrilled to have y'all on this show today. Speaking on this subject matter is something that's much needed, especially during the holidays. A lot of people feel lonely for a lot of different reasons. They separate themselves from family and friends. They're grieving loss in their life and stuff like that. And I wanted to ask your guest today, would they explain, like Dr. Capehart mentioned a little bit this, about when somebody's ready to confront a person or talk about whatever issue is going on, should they do this on the phone or should they do it in person? And just wanted to kind of give them a chance to kind of talk about why one is better than the other.
Okay.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
That's a very good question.
Or you wanna go first?
I'll follow up on something that Dr. Capehart said because I think it relates to this, which is, and you'd said, Sonshine, distancing and social media, you know. And to the guest's call, I think what social media does is it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's a tool, but how you use the tool can make things bad or good, right? And what I've noticed with social media, sort of working at Lakeview Center, I see a lot of people, most of the people I see in person. It's very interesting to me that what people will say on a social media platform is much more extreme than if you get them in a room and say, listen, I saw you post that stuff.
Right.
Is it you really? Oh, no, I wasn't
even talking about you. You know. I was just making a post.
And so to the caller's question in terms of in person or by the phone, I think the reality is it takes two to tango. So is the person you're trying to reach, are they willing to, if what they want to do is talk on the phone, maybe that's a place to start. But I would encourage as much as possible face-to-face stuff. Right. Because I do think when we're face-to-face,
I see your eyes.
Communication is different. Now, the discipline of face-to-face is we have to be careful then.
Right.
This is a first step. let's not solve the thing we've been dealing with for the last 20 years.
Right.
We're just here to kind of start.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
And I agree with everything that you said. I've been in situations personally where, okay, let's talk, and then I've been the mediator for some. And you get people together and you want them to discuss, but you want them to tell the truth. And I've been in situations where you could have a 4-hour meeting and they still didn't tell the truth. And also when you are inviting someone to a meeting, the first thing that I think that they have to be reassured over and over is this is a safe place for me to release, a safe place. And if I think it's hostile, I'm not coming. If I think that it is a setup, they're not going to come. If the individual that has been harmed, hurt, disrespected, put down, feels that you have already come to your conclusion about me and I'm not going to be able to be heard, then I'm not coming. Because social media posts, I can say without you interrupting me, I can say without you calling me a name. And so if we really want people to get to that solution, to get to the point where we reconnect and stop being disconnected, we've got to create a safe place for them to share first.
Right.
We've got to let them know this meeting is not a setup. It is to come to the conclusion.
I absolutely agree with that. And that it is then when we get together, what problem are we trying to solve when we get together? I think sometimes we want to solve the big problems, and maybe the meeting is simply so we can reconnect on some past things that we shared.
Let me ask you, what are some of the things that you've run into with both of you being counselors that is one of the things that's the nucleus of all these problems? Because I mean, when you see with a family, what is the common thing that you run into mostly that causes that separation?
They don't feel loved.
Oh, really?
You know, you put me down. Everything out of your mouth is totally disrespectful to me. And so it's hard to respect someone who's totally disrespected you over and over and over again.
Right.
And so you will have a teenager that will lash out at their parent.
Right.
You will have a 25-year-old that says, I'm not going to the family reunion because every time I bring a dish to the family reunion, my mother complains about it, critiques it, rather than saying, oh, look what you did. That is amazing. Give me credit for my efforts. It may not be like yours. Something that simple.
Right.
And people don't realize they're doing it. My youngest son said something to me a few years ago. It was during COVID. That was so powerful. I was talking to him about something he was going through, and I didn't agree with what he was doing and how he said it and all of that. And I was like, well, you need to do thus and so, and here's how you need to do it. And he didn't agree with me. And I can't remember all of the words and the dynamics, but what he said, I mean, it hit me right here. He said, remember, I was raised by you.
Oh, that sent chills through me.
He said, so I am just like you. And how, he says, I don't like people disrespecting me, because I was telling him in that point, well, maybe you can do it this way and just let them. And he says, no, I want a conversation. I don't want to let it go. It is bothering me, and I was trying to just, I told him to be the bigger person. And the bigger person, the bigger people are the ones that are belittled the most. Because they're told to suck it up. They're told, don't tell the truth about how you feel. Oh, that didn't really hurt you.
Right.
And you know that hurt you, but you've been told, ignore it. And when he reminded me of that, I couldn't say anything else. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and people, we walk around with a lot of hurt. And to your question, Sonshine, I think the causes are from a bunch of stuff. Where I see folks and where Lakeview see folks, I see folks who are in significant crisis. Sometimes I see them in jail. Sometimes I see them in where their options are very few. And I think it's interesting to me, that we look at our histories and we look at our parents as if we've always been the same. That when a mother had their first child, it's the same mother who had the sixth child. It's not the same. The mother of the first child is not the same mother of the sixth child.
I understand. Right.
Parents learn and grow.
Right.
Children are different. All 6 children are not different. And I guess what I see certainly in the mental health and addiction world is we have not all been always perfect. Right. There have been times we simply lacked the capacity to be good parents because we were dealing with stuff ourselves. Maybe it was drugs, maybe it was mental health issues. Maybe there were things that were happening to me as a parent that a spouse was doing to me that I couldn't tell you as a child.
Right.
And that influenced how I was as a parent. Parents, now grown parents, they don't want, it's difficult for them to share that with their now adult child. So where it comes from is we change over time, and hopefully we grow over time.
Right, absolutely. But when the child becomes an adult, I think this is also something that just keep over and over in my thought process. If you are an adult child, you've got an issue with me. Why is it that if you are an adult and I'm an adult, even though I'm still a mother, is it hard for you to come to me and say, hey, Mom, this way and that? We got to take a break. I want you to think about that, because I keep saying the fact that we're talking about adult children. We're not talking about 5-year-olds. We're talking about adult children. Then they decide in their adult life they want to cut me off.
I know we're going to break. Right. But what you just said, we're talking about adults, not 5-year-olds. Right. But it was the 5-year-old that got hurt by the adult that the 25-year-old now want to tell the adult.
You got me. We'll be back with more right here. I want to hear from you as well. 850-432-7768. Where's Sonshine's Corner?
You finally found the perfect car in Racing Blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Keep going, more. No, stop!
Sonia Bay's Botanicals is a local wellness boutique that specializes in infused fruit juices, medicinal herbal tea remedies, clean hair and body care, and herbal infused sea moss gels, which can be purchased 1 for $25 or 2 for $40. This sea moss contains 92 of the body's 102 essential minerals used to increase energy, relieve pain and inflammation, and improve blood pressure and more. From parasite cleanse to detox and weight loss to blood sugar control, Sonia Bay's Botanicals has a natural solution for you.
I'm Emily Echeverria, Marketing Communications Director for Council on Aging of West Florida and the host of Coming of Age. Watch our show to find out what we're doing for our seniors and their families, and hear from area experts and local business owners about their programs and services. Want to help? Find out how you can work with us to bring a better future to our seniors. Watch Coming of Age, 3:30 p.m. Wednesdays, only on Blab TV.
The Emerald Coast Utilities Authority's state-of-the-art materials recycling facility processes recyclables for communities throughout the region, lowering need for more landfills. This highly efficient recycling service accepts glass, paper, cardboard, plastics, aluminum, and more. But we need your help. Please make sure your recyclables are clean of garbage, food, and liquids. Also, please remember that plastic shopping bags, foam products, or yard waste are not recyclable. To learn more, go to livegreenecua.com.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. Today we're talking about a conversation that's really is a trend that's growing every single day. No contact with your family. We're talking about with adult children. And I want our audience, our viewers today to understand that this is something I feel that we should have a continuation on. Every 6 months we need to talk about it more, because of the fact I believe the more we learn to talk about things, the more we can deal with things and accept things where they are, even the error that might be in you. Or you can see things that are happening. It will give you an answer to some of the things that you're dealing with that you wonder why. I'm a strong believer that even though I still put God in everything I do, I think He's going to show me everything I need to find out, because I'm such a strong believer. But today we're talking about no contact with adult children. And when they do, there are sometimes it bothers me so bad that you can walk away from me 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 years and don't say a word to me. But then when you're in my company, it's like there's this distant high, and that's it. You understand what I'm saying? How is it that when we see, if it's a parent, let's go this route. Sometimes the kids, I saw this on the video, the kids get more justice than their mother does. Or they say, okay, I'm saying the kid, it's okay, the kid did this, okay, that's right, he did this, but you're saying mama shouldn't have did this, but the son been disrespecting me like crazy, so I had to cut you off. But yet and still, why is it that it feels like that I'm the one that should do the more bending because I'm mama?
Yeah, it's different because the parents generally have had this with, they've sacrificed for multiple children.
Exactly.
It's not just one child.
Exactly.
I'm from a family of 5. I think it's a good question. I think we just don't like to be wrong. None of us like to be wrong, right? And it's something I say to folks sometimes. I will ask, well, you're fighting with your mother so much. Do you love her? Well, I love her, but I'm not going to tell her that. Well, why?
Wow.
And I've seen, and it's very interesting. They'll tell me, yeah, I love my mother, but she thinks I hate her. And the mother does think they hate her. And I say, well, can't you just cut your mother a little slack? In the Bible, we talk about giving grace. If there is a solution to this, it is this, our capacity as human beings, our capacity as people who can give grace. And it's not agreeing or disagreeing. It is, I'm cutting myself some slack. I'm going to cut the person I love, who I disagree with, a little slack, so we can get together a little bit.
Okay.
It's a difficult thing to do, and social media polls sometimes, as we talk about, where actually don't push us that way. It pushes us in a more extreme way. No, don't go back there.
Okay.
You've already decided that's the world you want to be in. Don't give grace. Don't forgive. Bible talks about forgiveness, right?
What has happened with the world today? I see in the last 25 years, there has been such a shift in respect. There's been such a shift, and even the rearing of young children into adulthood. And I'll say this and don't get upset, I'm just being transparent. It's not like when I was growing up, when grandmama was in the kitchen and she act like grandmama. But now it's like, sister, I'm gonna hang with my child. I'm gonna, grandma 30, child is 20, grandchild 3. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yep.
What has happened with the fact that shift? What is it that we as the maturing adults, and I know, to understand, I say this often, Why is it that I understand that we have changed? I know that times have changed. This is 2025. But what I'm saying is, what causes the foundation to shift?
I think when we have to look at, of course, I always try to go back to the true foundation. And I think what we're trying to heal emotionally, we've got to deliver spiritually.
Okay.
And let me say that. Let me explain a little bit and try to do it quickly. From the beginning of creation with Adam and Eve, it came from the form of the enemy decided, what can I do to disrupt the harmony in the garden? And that was to bring division.
Right.
There was only the two people there, the husband, Adam and Eve. And he brought division. We see the same fight today is a lack of unity.
Right.
It's if a husband, if the mother and father get together, the family will be stronger.
Okay.
So there's a lack of division there. If the children and the sisters and brothers stick together and stay strong, it can be a healthier family. So it comes with a war against unity. It's a war against unity. And the way the war of unity starts is by finding a link in there, finding some way. Satan found it with Eve. If I can just get in here and do some damage, all I have to do is just one bad conversation, one bad seed, and that seed grows roots. It starts, if you could have the conversation when the child is first hurt, first feel disconnected from the family, then the root is not there, and maybe that mother can say, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I don't know many mothers who would tell their children, I'm sorry for what I did to you. I'm sorry, I made a bad choice.
Exactly.
Hug the child and say, give me an opportunity. And we think the first conversation is healing. You know, we're gonna have one meeting and I'm gonna walk away healed. No. I can forgive you in that meeting, but my healing comes when what you said that you wouldn't do again, you won't do again. So the healing journey comes when your behavior changes, and I can then start accepting you as the person that you are trying to be, and I'm gonna give you that grace by loving you, and we're gonna have more conversation and more communication. But it's about building.
Yes.
And we never get to that point because we don't talk, we ignore, and then we see a social media post and nobody wants to talk.
Everybody wants to talk there. We've got another caller. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sonshine, and to your guests as well.
Morning.
Really, I'm learning a lot. I just wanted to, maybe add a few things and maybe even ask a question. But, you used the word earlier, the word trend. And you say that this separation was a trend. And that word trend is similar to the word style. And we know the effect and the movement of styles in the world. And this whole thing of, I'm not going to talk to so-and-so, it's a style. It is the how would you say, generation separation on steroids. We used to have that thing back in the day, talked about the generation gap.
Right.
So this is a reenactment or a revitalization of that gap, the so-called gap. It's a trend, it's a style, and to agree with the minister, the devil took Sociology 101 and found out that the family was the foundation of the society, and so they attacked the family. So once the devil knows that once I break down the family, then I can be in charge. So. And another thing that you mentioned earlier, the scripture that said, raise a child up. See, you're getting a commandment there. It doesn't say go sit on the sofa and watch the housewives of basketball. It says go to work. Raise, that's an active thing.
Yes.
It gives you work to do. It says raise a child up in the way you would have them go, and they will not depart from it.
I agree.
So it's a lot of times it's our neglect. It's as we said before on the show, we're distracted. We're not about the job of raising, which is an active activity. We got our own stuff we got to do.
Right.
We got to get this done and get that done. And so a lot of times it's like cooking in the kitchen. You want to get the product of what you put in. So if we spend more time, as we said on another show, if we engineer the time in our life where we have more time with our children, where we could become the number one influence in our children's life, along with God and along with spirituality. But that parent, you're going to get out of it in many cases, what you put in, as the minister said earlier. So that's just what I have to contribute this morning, Sunshine. And thank you for letting me get in the show.
Oh, but of course, thank you so much. And I do believe we have another call right after this one. I think they got a lot they want to say today. Thank you, love. As soon as she hang up, then I can go to the other one. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Valerie, and I would like to ask Dr. Capehart a question.
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Capehart, I wanted to ask, what I see in our lifetime right now is children raising children. And what we were taught as children to respect others, but now it's like there's no respect. Even that if you whip your child now, you cannot, you can get in trouble for training your child or teaching your child right from wrong. And we'll let the world or the society decide what we as parents should do and what not to do. And my question is, seriously, is that how do we raise our children now when there is no respect for no one? And we're just living in a situation of dog eat dog. That's what I'm seeing. But anyway, if you can answer my question, how do we respect our elders now?
That is a very, very good question. So thank you, Valerie, for your question. One of the things that I strongly believe is you have to start at the beginning. You have to start at the beginning. And I think what we do in our society is we don't teach enough, we don't plan enough. Parenting is hard. Yes. It is extremely hard. And I just recently, Valerie, opened up a healing center. And that healing center, the purpose and the foundation of that is to start at the beginning with training and assisting single mothers with their children that are having difficulties. You've got, the first thing that I would say to anyone who's having problems is don't be afraid to get help.
Right.
And then don't just go get help for yourself, get help for the children. But there are so many resources out here of counselors, but then even then you still have to find the counselor that will work with you. Don't be afraid to reach out for help, I would say, is the first step to take. Just say, it doesn't mean that you're a failure as a parent. It means that you want to parent well. If you're feeling a pain in your chest, you would not stay at home because you know you're going to have a heart attack. When you feel that extra bump in your family trajectory and the heartbeat of the family, go find a specialist. And most of us self-medicate, which we wind up doing more damage. And so, first step, go get help.
I hope that helps.
Okay. Well, that helps. It's just that's what I've been seeing now. Per se, I have 4 sons, and I love them to death, and they all respect me. I really appreciate that. But I've just seen in other homes, and I've just seen in the world situation how the world treats parents, or how parents treat their children. And I mean, even just to call someone. I mean, this is not a child, but you can call someone and you want to hear back from them, to talk to them, and they don't even get back in touch with you. I don't understand why people do those kind of things. But anyway, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so very much, Valerie. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a conversation today. We got to run to break, but when we come back, we're going to talk more about this trend that's happening today, and it's evolving every single day. No contact with the family, right here on Sunshine's Corner.
My name's Kelly McLeod. I'm the owner of Bella Magazine. Bella is a source of uplifting and inspiring content for the women of Pensacola.
I think the magazine is just so thoughtfully done. There's a lot of attention to detail. The stories are really good.
You've got seriousness, you've got fun, education, fashion. It just encompasses everything.
Women are multidimensional, and so is Bella.
From the efficiency of American natural gas and the dependability of nuclear power to the strength of Florida's Sonshine and the flexibility of advanced battery storage systems. We leverage a diverse mix of energy sources to power our growing state, ensuring reliable, low-cost power for your home or business whenever you need it. FPL, working for you every single day.
Adventure, fun, and connection is all right here in your backyard with Pensacola Parks and Recreation. Bike the trails and feel the rush. Come to our senior program for ages 50 and older. Learn new skills and make new friends. Tee up at Osceola Golf Course and paddle into nature with Bayview Outdoor Pursuits. Pensacola Parks and Recreation. Discover more, play more, live more.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
Tap on the wall. Welcome back to this edition of Sunshine's Corner. It is neglect. It is walking away from the family. But you know, what is the definition or expanded definition of, shut off? How can we get this to a point? We were talking off camera that there are so many other entities that connect with this pain. We're going to use the family as an example. Then there are other members in the family also that's connecting or contributing to this problem by not saying anything and allowing it just to happen, right? Right. I mean, but how can we, I know when there's a problem. I know, I can see a problem, I recognize the problem. And I bend over backward to try to get a solution to the problem, to break that wall down. But yet and still, there's a distance that you feel. There's something that you feel, and you try your best not to let it just overcome you. How do you get past that?
I think how we get past it is, again, what problem are we trying to solve? It's very interesting to me. I've lived in Pensacola for 30 odd years. When bad things happen, people get together.
A funeral,
a funeral, or hurricanes, or there's somebody in the family gets really sick. We all get together. And so the thing is, we ought not to wait for a tragic event.
Exactly.
We are not. Our time is limited, right? And so I think part of it is how do people kind of get together and say, well, the problem we have is really we're not as close as we want to be close. Is that something we want to
exactly.
to do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's so many things that this just takes hold to. But I got to say this also, ladies and gentlemen, you know that we are in the process of moving. We're having those growing pains, and as you grow, you know, there's a pain there. So I thank you all for just won't be long, maybe a month more. We'll be into our studio that's going to be upstairs. And I say thank you, Lord. Yes. And but this is a temporary spot, so you may hear some noise, you may see some walking. That's okay, you're growing. But that's okay. I call that growing pains. Yes. Because the point that we're making today will overshadow any other kind of distraction because of the fact. I think sometimes the devil tries to distract me, and then the ways when I'm talking something they don't want to be heard. Right. I really believe that. Yeah. And with this today, what we're talking about is a conversation. I think that we should take more. We're down to the last 3 minutes. Can you believe that? Wow. I can't believe it because I have so much on the inside that I want to talk about. It's just like a volcano. It needs to erupt.
This is something that you said it needs to take place, a conversation every 3 months or every 6 months. Honesty, this type of conversation needs to be daily. There needs to be a 24-hour, just like with suicide, there needs to be a 24-hour emotional communication line where people can call in and say, listen, this just happened to me and my family today. Can you give me some strategies on how to handle this so that it does not take on a tree,
Exactly.
a root.
Exactly.
This happened, it made me feel some type of way. And if you can give them advice when it happens, we may be able to save a few people.
I agree.
You know,
I
and
agree.
then Dr. Joseph said something
That's right.
earlier about.
Now, Dr. Joseph, we're down to the last. Now, I want you to tell everybody how they can get in touch with you. Then I want you to tell them about Heal the Nation.
Okay.
So you can get in touch with me through Lakeview Center, and you know, I think, as you said, this is about growth. Give people grace.
Right. Exactly. And talk about Heal the Nation.
Well, Heal the Nation is a facility and a vision that God gave me to create a safe place for people to get healed, families to come together, single moms to get strategies to how to raise their babies, people who have been hurt by their families.
Come on.
We're doing family things together, family counseling, group counseling is some of the things that we're going to be doing. And it's a place where they can actually come for a weekend or two, and they can stay at the facility, get the training and counseling, and then give them strategies to come. And I am just excited about what God is doing. And they can reach me through YvonneKpart.com or healanation.org.
Oh, wow. Isn't that beautiful? I didn't know they had that part there.
Oh, yes.
I might need to come to look, I need a couple of days.
Yes. And in January, I'm actually doing my first group of healing with leaders.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, God, we're down to the raw. But let me say thank you so much for getting
it's an honor.
This is not the last time.
It's an honor.
This is not the last time, because this is so much that we need to talk about. And I think that even with the callers today, we see that we're touching an area that's needed. And because of the interaction and the questions that's been coming back to us. Thank you so much for getting up to be here with me today.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
So much.
And thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, it's been a wonderful day, but I gotta leave you as I do every single day. And I mean this from my heart. Never, ever, 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 ever lose your focus. Never lose your focus. Always remember, if you keep God first in whatever you do, I'll guarantee you this, you're going to be a total success. So until tomorrow, for another day of sunshine, well, we're going to be talking about the stroke. And there's a new thing about the strokes you need to find out. Baptist Hospital going to be here with me. Until then, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone.
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.